In today's tactic video, I have an absolute banger for you all. Today's tactic has been created due to the OP and meta tactic currently dominating the game, and that is the 4-4-2. But this isn't just any ordinary 4-4-2. This 4-4-2 implements defensive wingers, has wing backs that overlap, and also features an attacking duo that scored 94 goals in all competitions. Oh, and it also allowed for a club to do a domestic treble and for another one to win their league on 110 points. So today's tactic I decided to test with Inter Milan, West Bromwich Albion, and Real Sociedad. Now Inter Milan hit two of those accomplishments that I previously just stated. One of those being a domestic treble where they won not only the Serie A but the Coppa Italia Fanta and the Coca-Cola Super Cup. They won the league on 97 points and scored 114 goals during the regular season. And where it really mattered most for them was having their players perform to their maximum capacity, which helped them dominate. They had the top two goal scorers in the league, with Lukaku having 33 and Lautaro Martinez having 29. Hakan Çalhanoğlu had 16 assists, and then Brozovic, DeMarco, Martinez, and Dumfries all also featured in the top 8 for assists. Lukaku and Martinez were in for player of the match performances. They had the top two players for key passes, Hakan having 196 on his own, and Federico DeMarco with 115. Nicolo Barella had 87. And even though he's a goalkeeper and a sweeper keeper at that, Andre Onana had a 96% pass completion. Now, the second accomplishment that they had was having the striker duo scored 94 goals combined. Lukaku had 51, Lautaro Martinez had 43, and Dzeko, who was a sub, even hit double digits, scoring 15. And assist-wise, they had 7 players with double-digit assists. Hakan had 26, Lautaro Martinez had 15, Marcelo Brozovic with 13, Dumfries and Darmian both with 12, Nicolo Barella with 11, and Federico DeMarco with 10. Now moving on to West Brom, they were the club that won the league on 110 points, which we know previously from their past season and potentially even this season, that might be really pushing it for them. So them being able to hit 110 points, absolutely fantastic, and they scored 101 goals while winning the league on 110 points. And they, just like Inter Milan, did really well in the player overview. They had 2 players in the top 8 for most goals. Karlan Grant had 25 and Daryl Dike had 19. Mark Albrighton led the league in assists with 25, which was 11 more than anyone else. And Grady Diagana had 13. We had 3 players in player of the match performances, those being Karlan Grant, Daryl Dike, and Jed Wallace. And Mark Albrighton led the league in key passes with 167. Now, West Brom was just like Inter Milan, where they had 3 players scoring in double digits. This time, though, for West Brom, it was 2 strikers and their right midfielder. Karlan Grant had 31 goals, Jed Wallace with 23, and Mr. Daryl Dike with 22. Assist-wise, they only had 1 player in double digits, though, that being Grady Diangana with 15. But, I mean, overall, everyone was chipping in where they could. Now, with Real Sociedad, they underperformed in the league. Unfortunately, they finished in 8th, but you'll notice they finished in a Europa League spot. How did they do that? They won the Copa del Rey over Barcelona. And they actually performed pretty well as a squad. It's just when you're in a league with Real Madrid, Barcelona, and everyone else that's in there that kind of fights for the rest of those European spots, it's kind of hard to finish in the top 6 consistently. That didn't stop Mikel Oyarzabal from scoring 47 goals in 45 games, Umar Sadiq scoring 30, and Robin Lenormand with 10. And assist-wise, they had 4 players in double digits, one being David Silva of all people with 19 assists, Takefusa Kubo with 17, Ender Barrenetchea, I believe is how you say it, with 12, and Umar Sadiq with 11. So even though they underperformed in the league, they still won the Copa del Rey and got themselves a European spot. So enough of all these numbers, let's look at the tactic. And if you want to download the tactic, there will be a link down below in the description to my Discord, which that is where you are going to be able to download the tactic from. So how exactly is this a meta tactic? Well, it features 2 advanced forwards on attack, which the advanced forward on attack is probably the most overpowered role that you can have for a striker. Then the defensive wingers on support have always kind of been OP, especially last year they were, but you add wingbacks on support overlapping on top of that, and no one, especially the AI, knows what to do against it. Hence, West Brom absolutely dominating the championship with it. Hence, Inter Milan getting a treble. Now, Real Sociedad, I forced them to play this way. They don't usually do it, but they still won the Copa del Rey with it. So it is very, very good. Like I said, it's got 2 advanced forwards on attack up top. The wingers are defensive wingers. You got a central midfielder on support next to a box-to-box midfielder, 2 wingbacks on support, 2 central defenders on defend, and a sweeper keeper on support. Both advanced forwards on attack feature shoot more often. Both defensive wingers on support crosses aimed at center and shoot more often. The central midfielder on support crosses aimed at the far post, shoot more often, move into channels, and tackle harder. Box-to-box midfielder on support crosses aimed at the far post, shoot more often, move into channels, tackle harder. Both wingbacks on support were left as is, and both central defenders on defend were also left as is, as was the sweeper keeper on support. Now when it comes to the mentality for this tactic, anything kind of goes, either balanced, positive, or attacking. I recommend all 3. You can get away with using any of them. Now when we're in possession, fairly wide attacking width. Overlap on the left and the right, like I said earlier. Play out of the defense, work the ball into the box, and use low crosses in the final third. Slightly shorter passing directness, slightly higher tempo. When in transition, we counter-press and counter, distribute quickly to the fullbacks and center backs, aka distribute to the defense. And once out of possession, high press line of engagement, standard defensive line, more often trigger press, and trap to the outside. Once again, if you wish to give this tactic a go, there will be a link to my Discord down below in the description. That's where you can download it from. But now, let's see how the tactic performs within the match engine. Well, the tactic overall looks absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoy this tactic as well. If you guys like to implement a 4-4-2, this is definitely the tactic for you. I have a boatload of other tactics I have done this year on FM23. I'll be putting the playlist on screen right now, so why not check all of them out. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.